ASU game, first look at it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Really nice.
Where it kicked this and knocked it over.
Yeah.
What was the score that game?
34-21. They came back at the end, but then ASU put a touchdown at the late in the game to end it.
I see.
All right, we're rolling. Whenever you go.
I guess just, I guess it's pretty basic. How did you feel the guys played on Friday night?
I thought we played really well. Thought our special teams really stepped up, obviously. Had a kickoff return for a touchdown, and, I thought we punted the ball well and covered well. And special teams are getting better every week. I'm really pleased to see that. We kind of revamped them over the spring and the summer and really changed everything we were doing. And so now I think that's starting to pay off for us a little bit. Offensively, heck, we didn't punt but one time. So that tells you the story there. And then defensively, we gave up a few, plays on. But, like I told you, they're explosive. They got a good running back, explosive receivers. Quarterback was accurate. Line was good. They were pretty much what we thought they were going to be. And I thought they played hard, and I thought it was a great high school game.
With a few more weeks to go, would you tell the guys after locking up a playoff spot, checking off goal number 1
right.
of the season?
It's just your first one, man. We celebrated in the dressing room there in Midland, and we gave them the weekend off, and then this morning we celebrated again. So getting in the playoffs is huge. That makes, every year but 09. So that's a big deal. Being undefeated still, leading the district's a huge deal. And then I've been trying to figure it up in different ways, but I think we got a home playoff game locked up too. So that would be awesome too, to get another game, since we only had 3 home games this year, and getting another home playoff game would be awesome.
It's 12.
Malachi, of course, he broke the single game touchdown record. I know that, like you said last week, that's not something y'all really gun for.
Yeah, we don't game plan for that stuff. I'm ecstatic, man. We were. The crazy thing was, until he threw it, no one was really even talking about it. I don't think any of us realized that it was almost 6 until it happened, and then it was like, yeah. And then, we were excited. The team was excited for him, and that's a team accomplishment. His name's going to go in that record book, and deservedly so. But 5 different receivers caught those 6 touchdowns, so that's huge, man. And the line protected well all night. The running backs, protected well all night. So it's a team accomplishment when you can do something like that. But the more impressive thing is 16 touchdowns and a 5 and a 5 and a 6. And then Friendship was in there too, and I think that was 3 or 4, something like that. So just the way he's been playing in district ever since we rolled into district, man, it's been unbelievable.
The passing game has been humming like it usually does, but the running game was really effective. Like Malachi and Navarrete averaged, between them,
right.
15 yards to carry. And then, of course, like you said, you punted once, you scored over 50 points. Is having the passing game and the running game going like that really the key to doing that?
I think having Navarrete up helped us, when we finally moved him up from the JV. He gives us kind of what we need. He's not super explosive, but man, he runs hard and he gets you the first down. That's what, and that's kind of what our offense is about, is staying on time and moving the chains and, eating clock while we're doing it and things like that. So he gives us that, how hard he works and how much time he's put in to figure it out.
You look at having a bye week now and just looking at where you guys are at, 4-3, 4-0 in district, had that tough non-district stretch, but then just the fire, a spark lit right when district started. I guess kind of where are you at with this team as far as looking at just their overall progression?
Well, I think we're getting better each week. I think you see that. Shoemaker, we didn't play great. The next week we didn't play good at all, even worse. And then I think we started kind of catching fire a little bit. Even though we didn't beat A&M, consolidated, we played really good in that game, both offensively and defensively and special teams. We had some block kicks in that game and kind of lit us up, and defense scored twice in that game. So that really to me was the game that kind of sparked everything. And then coming home to play Abilene for a district contest, we're going to be ready to do that. And then, we've kind of taken off from there. But to me, more the A&M game was the one that kind of got us going. I think after Shirts, we kind of had everybody, kind of felt like, we're better than that. It wasn't just the coaching staff, it wasn't just the kids. It was just like we laid an egg, and everybody knew that. And we didn't even have to really, talk that much about it. And you could just see after that, hey, we're going to get this going, and I think that's what you've seen.
I remember you saying something last year, it's offenses are going to score points, especially with the way that football's played now. Would you say that, like, at this point, the offense has been humming along? It's what we've kind of been talking about. But defensively, you guys have improved each and every week where y'all are getting turnovers, y'all are, forcing or keeping.
Besides us. And so I think we're peaking at the right time. We want to peak right now. We're going to go play Permian and then, into the playoffs. And I do think that in the beginning of the year, we were a work in progress. We had a great quarterback back, had some linemen back, but that was about it. Our defense, we graduated a lot of those guys, and then once we didn't graduate, played as sophomores. So they had to grow up some, So I just, whatever you want to call it, and I think you see that in a lot of other, programs too. It's just, people are kind of starting to hit their stride now in 5A, 6A. And, like they say, the harder you work, the better it gets, and I think our kids have done that.
Coach, taking a look at Malachi, to be fair, he has reasons. He's a third-year starting quarterback, homecoming king, breaking school records. He has reasons to kind of be feeling himself a little bit, but you said that individual record was almost forgotten on the sideline until it was after.
Well, I just mean like my perception of it. I didn't hear anybody, hey, let's get him one more. I didn't hear anybody talking about it. Sometimes you do. I didn't hear anything about it because we were so focused just because it was a tight game. I mean, Midland's got a good program, man, and when you're playing there, it's tough. And so we were just so focused in on it. And, those first ones, it seemed like they happened so quick that it kind of just, I don't know why, but we just didn't really realize it. And then when he got it done, we were excited. Like I said, it's a team accomplishment, and that's what makes it so much fun. And, he's had a great year. There's no doubt about it, but we got a lot of work left to do, and he'll tell you the same thing.
At this point in the season, most teams, and I'm sure you do too, have players deemed up and stuff. So do you feel like this is kind of the perfect timing to have your off week? And, with Permian in 2 weeks, do you expect to get some of those guys back?
Yeah.
Pretty close to full strength?
Well, I don't know if we're going to get people back or not. I mean, that's kind of out of my hands, and I don't really know until they tell me they're coming back because that's the trainers and the medical staff. So we do have a couple of guys banged. There are a chance that we could. Never thought we were going to get Seth Levesque back, and we did. So that was awesome. So you never know. But our open came at the perfect time for several reasons. Coming off a 4-0, nothing better than winning the game right before you're open. Because you go in with momentum and positivity and the whole deal. And then, like I said, Permian and Lee are left on our schedule, and we get a little bit of a break here before we go take them on. That's going to be good. And we got 2 weeks to get ready for Permian. That's good. We need the rest. We need to heal up a little bit. So there's a lot of good reasons. And then if things play out, hopefully we don't have any issues, we'll get another little break right before the playoffs, and that'll be another kind of time to come off those two and see where we're at and kind of get refreshed again.
This last question about Malachi for me. He has that record down, take it how you want. Matt mentioned 3-year starter. That's a big accomplishment.
Right.
So just kind of looking at how this young man has worked from when he first started here to now. Where do you think he sits kind of in the Central Bobcat?
Well, I think he's right up there, man. I mean, he's got records. He's the only 3-year player we've had. And it wasn't because of design. I mean, we had a kid get injured and he had to go play. Second ball game of the year. So he was thrown into the fire and grew up doing it. I mean, like he grew up and got better right in front of our eyes. And But he's a hard worker. You know, he was determined. He was going to make it work. And I hope he doesn't get mad at me for saying this, but he's not a natural quarterback. You know, not a natural. He's not the guy you look at and say, oh, you know, you can tell that guy's a quarterback. He's just a great athlete. He's a great athlete that has a lot of heart, has a lot of determination. He's going to have success because he's going to make sure he does. You know, failure's not an option for him. And I think he's developed himself, along with Coach Crane, he's developed himself into a really good quarterback. And I think that's what you're seeing his senior year. You know, in the sophomore year, he was thrown into the fire. Junior year, you know, we didn't have a fantastic team around him. We did. I mean, we made the playoffs, but not really what we've had around here before. And that's not being critical. It's just the truth. And he kind of pulled that team into the playoffs, him and Dabbert. And then this year, I think you're seeing, you know, a guy that's got a bunch of experience and understands what we want and has some weapons to play with and those kinds of things. So, you know, it's good for us.
And Permian, you know, they run an offense that you don't see much. Traditionally, y'all been really good at fitting that kind of stuff, but you haven't seen it as much the last few years.
No, we haven't seen it hardly at all. Bell ran it last year, but it was their first year to do it, and they weren't super great at it. But, yeah, it's been a little while.
So does that make, I mean, the timing of the bye week, or does that make it even better?
Yeah, it always helps.
To teach them?
Yeah, it helps. I mean, no doubt we were happy to get a bye week before Permian because of what they run. It gives us extra time to get prepared for these guys, and they're good, man. I mean, I've watched enough film now to know how good they are, and they got a great football team, and they run this offense extremely well. Quarterback runs it well, and it always gives us a challenge. It gives everyone a challenge because you just don't see it as much, and they're good at it. And so, yeah, having 2 weeks is going to be a big deal for us. We feel like. We hope it helps. Okay. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.